It's time for Geocache Talk. Whether you are at work, in the car, or wherever you are, we hope you enjoy this show about the great sport of geocaching. If you're watching live on YouTube, you can be part of the adventure tonight in the chat room and participate with others as they watch the show. If you are listening later, please give it a like and subscribe on your favorite podcasting app so that you can get all of the weekly Geocache Talk goodness. If you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. The sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today. Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and the hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special pack tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
And sponsored by smashingpennies.net. Get 10% off your order with code GeocacheTalkNetwork. They are perfect to put in a geocache.
Hey, Gary, how are you doing?
It.
Oh, man, you made it, Gary. Welcome on board.
Barely, and I'm having computer issues, but let me see if I can get the notes pulled up. I just logged in again. I was like, and thank you, John, for jumping on to help.
Oh, you were welcome, Gary. Happy to do it. I just won probably about 15 seconds before Gary reached out to me. I was just submitting a geocache for review that I hid today.
Oh,
yeah,
that's like breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news on that front for a nice new puzzle. So I'm pretty excited about it. Pretty excited about the location on that one, and happy to be here for tonight too.
Let me push the button here. John published a geocache.
Well,
not yet.
Waiting to be published. Waiting to be published. Which I don't know about you guys, but when I submit one, I get a little bit of adrenaline going. I don't know about you guys.
Every time.
Yeah. So I'm just going off kind of that geocache hiding buzz right now.
So what is the rating of this cache?
It is a difficulty 4, terrain 2.5.
Oh. And premium or non-premium?
Non-premium.
Oh yeah, that show's coming up.
Well, and I know, because we before show we were talking about it because when I published the Sasquatch monitoring station cache, which a big shout out to Derek and Chad for all their help with that one. That one turned out to be awesome. I know I didn't make that premium at first, and somebody DNF'd it, and I thought oh man, nobody better have muggled this, and certainly right after that, I did transition that to premium after I confirmed that it was there.
Yeah,
that one's a little different, but yeah. You know what we should do one night is we all have caches, puzzle caches that we do, but then we totally give the puzzle on the show and see if people can solve it, and then see how long it takes for an FTF after that.
See how long people take.
That would be pretty cool.
Because it'd be we could have 5 or 6 people on and all have them published in an area waiting to go, and a really hard puzzle, but we talk about how to solve it on the show and see if anybody's able to race out and get it after that.
I like that.
I'm sure
I'd be willing to
somehow, right?
So let me introduce our guest tonight. He's been on before, so he's a recurring guest. Is Tony Salgado. So Tony, thanks for being with us.
We meet again, Mr. Bond.
Thanks again, Mr. Bond. Thank you again for being on. and we're going to get to a really cool multi in a moment. But first we need to do a slight bit of news. My connection is just being problematic tonight. I got a house full of people, and I went in there and I told them, everybody get off your phones. I got to do this podcast. So anyway.
Can't you just get on the internet and cut them all off?
I probably need to, but I don't want to be that cruel. Anyway. Yeah, there was
if you didn't show back up, John said he was going to announce your retirement. I'm just
That'd
saying.
been fine.
Whoa. I did not say retirement.
I'm out.
I said career change. And I was going to be, yeah, okay. I'm going to back off, but we'll
hey,
keep
if
that
you don't show up, we can say whatever we want to say about you. That's just the rules.
That's right. Yeah, the funny comments. Thanks chat room for being there and giving us lots of cool comments tonight. So a couple quick notes. We have confirmed another vendor that is going to be giving away something during Podcast of Hope. We mentioned Arted Crafted. Arted Crafted will once again be giving away a shirt every hour during Podcast of Hope. We are basically a month away. We're a month away from Podcast of Hope. Can you believe it, Jesse? Can you believe it? We're a month away.
It's coming close. I need to start taking naps now.
Yeah, you better start now because we're getting close. We're actually less than a month, I think, because it's a Sunday. It's on a Saturday and today's Sunday. So, and I did want to mention last episode I went through the list of the top 10 states that we've had listeners. Thank you, listeners, so much. We love our two groups of consumers, our watchers and our listeners, and the listeners are just as important as our watchers, just kind of consume differently. So I want to mention the top 10 countries that listen, and then we're going to get into the show. So top 10 countries that consume our show by audio, and they are United States. Yeah, it's kind of a given.
Yeah.
United States, Australia, number 2, Canada, number 3, the UK, number 4, Germany is 5, Denmark coming in strong at number 6.
Nice.
Sweden is 7. Ireland is 8. Portugal is 9. And surprisingly, the United Arab Emirates. So we have a lot of different continents represented tonight. A lot of course, Europe. A lot of North America with U.S. and Canada. Australia in that part of the world. Oceania is what I think sometimes is categorized, and then we've got UK, Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Ireland, Portugal, and then United Arab Emirates. And the next was Spain. Then it goes Spain, Norway, Switzerland, New Zealand, Singapore, Lebanon, Netherlands, France, Hong Kong, South Africa, Cook Islands, and that's as far as I got. So anyway.
Guys, I'll be right back in just 1 second. I've got to check on a technical issue. Give me just a sec.
Sure. So kind of cool, I think, that we really have listeners all over the world, which is really cool that we are able to do that. And that it means a lot to us, to the team, to know that we have listeners everywhere, and that means a lot to us.
I'm back.
Yay!
There
So we're gonna dive in now to our topic of this Boy Scout multi. One thing I want to mention is if you'd like to follow along with, oh my, did I lose connection?
No,
Nope.
you're good,
Still
Gary.
here.
Am I good? Okay.
Yeah.
You're good.
You don't get to quit that easy.
Yeah, really. Okay, there we go. God, my
so-
computer is just not happy.
Quick question before we dive in tonight.
Yes.
We're talking about Boy Scouts tonight, right? We're going to talk about that. Just because you just talked about listeners around the world, is there an equivalent around the world, or how does that work out?
I know that the UK has Boy Scouts.
Okay. Just because we're going to be talking about something that it may not have in a lot of places, so
True.
we may have to get into a deeper explanation of that too. I'm just wondering. I've never really checked into that before.
Good question. If you have something equivalent in your country, let us know. Send us an email at geocachetalk@gmail.com and let us know, or send us a note that you wish that they had something like that kind of program for our youth, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, in your area or your country. Let us know. It'd be interesting. So good question, Jesse. If you want to follow along with tonight's topic, if you happen to have the latest FTF magazine, boy, that's timing, isn't it?
There you go.
Oh man, that was a great one too.
How about that? And then it's really almost the back page. Tony and I were joking about, we think he just put on the back page because that was the best place that he could fit it. So
save the best for last.
Save the best for last. Anyway, so there it is, called Be Prepared. And I'm going to shut up and let you guys talk because I need to download some more pictures. So I guess, Tony, start on the genesis of how this. Oh, I need to give the GC code so everybody can also follow along. If they don't have the FTF magazine, they can follow along with the GC, which is 58. C. That worked out great for you, Tony. Is that right? 58C?
No.
GC 58EEE. I think it's 3 E's.
Oh, GC
I'm sorry.
GC
585.
There you go.
585EE. Yeah.
585EE. Good. It helps to actually read it correctly. So there you go. GC 585EE. So tell everybody about how this one came about.
Okay. So I'm still kind of slow on this end for some reason, probably because my son was playing Spider-Man on his computer, but that should be resolved in a few seconds, hopefully.
No problem.
Anyway, this came around as I had some ideas, and I wanted to make it Boy Scout related, Eagle Project related. I'd been a volunteer for almost 15 years or so with the Scouts. I was never a Scout myself, but when my youngest son decided to join, and then his brothers, of course, decided to join, I decided to volunteer and help them out. And they got all the way up to probably first class for all of them before they decided that, hey, I want to be more serious in school soccer and club soccer. But I stuck around for a little bit longer because I just enjoyed it since it was totally new for me. Got to learn a lot of cool activities and skills. And I thought I could apply that to a geocache. So that was the genesis of how I created this. One of the things about a Scout Eagle project is the person that's the Eagle Scout candidate. He's like the manager, the foreman, and he recruits some sort of project that benefits his community or school or religious institution. And so it might be something like building picnic tables or workbenches on a trail, things like that. And with that in mind, I decided to create this multi geocache that could employ some of those skills, keeping in mind that generally the scouts are not allowed to use power tools. The adults can with the scouts' direction, but the scouts are not using power tools. So this is something that if they don't have a Derek or Chad workbench workspace, a lot of people can do on their own, and hopefully take away good ideas that they could use in their own caches.
Very cool. I didn't get the other two photos, by the way, Tony, but we'll just kind of keep going, and we'll share.
That's okay.
We'll share some of them as we go. But so when you set out to do this, did you have particular skills that did you work from the skills forward, or did you have some ideas ahead of time as to what you wanted to add, and then you sort of engineered it toward the skills? So did you start with the skills you wanted to teach, or did you start with?
Well, I started with the type of stages I wanted to put out. I had a couple of ideas, but I needed to create maybe 4 or 5 different ones for all the stages.
Right.
And some are pretty simple. Some are a little bit more thought put into it, and something that you really wouldn't think of. But when you get to that stage, say, "Oh, hey, that's a pretty neat idea. I might be able to use that." And that was the genesis of it. The location, I had already a location picked out, and it was in a trail in the Heinsberg Town Forest, which is about 10 miles from where I am. So easy to access. And of course, the thing you keep in mind is you need the location, you need a good theme or a good story, and you have to have it close enough to where you are so that you can maintain it, because it's no fun going out to a multi-cache and at stage 2 it doesn't work, or something's missing. That really doesn't bode well for people that are traveling so far to do their multi.
So Tony, we don't talk about multis much on the show because I don't know why. We just don't, right? But when the details, I love the details of how people go about putting this together. Did you start with you said you started with the location in mind. Was that the final, or where you wanted to start, or the whole trail, or did you start and work backwards? What do you mean by location in mind?
Sure. As far as the location, there was a trail that I was familiar with that I had previously a multi on there, which had I had to archive because the parts of the trail had changed, so it wasn't really hiker friendly. So I was familiar with the trail, and I had a couple of locations along the trail already picked out to put different stages. So that was all set. And then I needed the 4 or 5 different ideas to put in those locations. So that was all set. And then, as I said, I had a couple of ideas in mind, and I just started thinking, playing around. This would be kind of cool. And sometimes, as we all do, we go back to caches that we had found ourselves that other people had put out and say, "Well, that's a good idea. Maybe I can tweak that a little bit, or maybe use that and fit it along with the theme."
Yeah, I love the as we start. We'll go through all the stages, and I'll let you share as much as however much you want to. I guess you can spoil it because it's all right here. So I guess no, we can say you've spoiled it already, and you're okay with that. But yep. When we go through these stages, though, that is something I think, hopefully, people as they listen are going to go, wait a minute, I got an idea based on what you did, and I will take that and run with it, because that's what we want people to do, is take some of Tony's ideas and run with them. And I love these stages. I mean, each of these stages to me would make a great traditional cache too.
Absolutely.
So do we want to do that? We want to start with stage 1 and work our way forward at this point?
We can go right to stage 1 and go all the way out to the end.
Cool.
Sure.
And then
So
as we go, it'll be interesting. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah. So stage 1 was probably the simplest one, and it involved the use of a retractable tape measure that a carpenter would use. Nothing fancy. I just put the tape measure in a lock and lock and hit it so that folks could find it. They open up the lock and lock and see there would just be a tape measure. Okay, what's this? Well, if they extended the tape measure on the back, they would see some writing. And I'm not sure if it was a 6-foot tape measure, 10-foot tape measure, something like that. They'd extend it. There'd be more writing. Congratulations, you found stage 1. Da 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 da. And at the very end are the coordinates to the next stage. So
not at the beginning.
Not at the beginning. No, you gotta go through the whole spiel, the 10-foot long introduction to get to the coordinates to the end. Now, as far as tape measures go, I've seen fancier stuff. I mean, I've seen them put up in trees with a little hook on the end where you got to use a tool to pull the thing down.
I would like that too.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
Yeah. I didn't want it that difficult. Yeah, that was I wanted it fairly simple to start off with. Get a good feeling about about stage 1 and be happy to continue on.
Pull them in.
Such an easy, pull them in.
Now we have to ask though: has anybody DNF'd it because they could not figure out stage 1?
Yeah, exactly. We don't want that.
That has never happened. No,
Okay,
they were able to get through that. Yeah.
Crazy.
No.
Yeah.
Not a problem there. Not a problem.
And that enough is alone for a cache. Stop right there, and you'd have a cache, and people would probably still like it. Like you get to the end of it, and maybe an offset cache.
Maybe a 2-stage cache for that.
Something simple, but or look somewhere else for the log. That kind of stuff. That would be enough for people to generally like a cache and have fun with it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I give it a favorite point.
Yeah, and as you guys were talking about that, you could probably even have a tape measure be its own multi-cache, right? Go to the next foot, keep on going.
That's right. Go to the next foot.
Yeah, extend it out, and you're at the end of the cache.
That's right.
Yeah, it reminds me of a 10-stage multi we found one time, and all 10 stages were in this tiny pill bottle. So as you lifted up each day of the pill bottle, you had to read what to go, and it wasn't straight across. So you had to figure out, like it would tell you what day to go to, and you'd go to that day, and you open that one and go to that day, and you kind of keep going. I mean, obviously, you just if you just looked at all of them, you'd eventually find it. But it was funner to do it that way. But no,
I saw one that was a multi-stage, and I don't remember what state I was in, but it was on a campus because there's a webcam close to it, and it said the easiest multi-cache in the world. And you get there, open up the LPC, and there's a contact lens case.
Yeah.
It says 1 and 2 on it. Stage 1 was in the left eye.
Yep.
Stage 2 was in the right eye. And like, you got it.
Perfect.
I'm sure it's against the rules now, but the creativity, I love it. But I'm already thinking, Tony, of an idea I could do off of this, where you open the tape measure just like yours, and you start writing, say, "Congratulations, you found stage 1," but then keep talking to them and go, see if they get it all the way out. Just getting the logs at the end of this tape, and then just put the log right there on the tape.
Yeah,
attached to the end.
Yeah.
Like maybe do a puzzle first. Like don't open any further. Are you sure you want to go further? Don't do it. Don't do it. I love it. That's creativity
clever.
Is what we're hoping people are sitting around going, I know what I can do. Tony did this. The other guy said dumb things, and I thought of this idea, and I'm going to do this and go.
Clever. Very clever.
This is great. I love it.
All right. on to stage 2.
Yeah,
And
there's more. But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. And Darren, I don't know.
Stage 2.
Hang on, real quick, Tony. Darren's saying is there a trails map that he's having trouble with? Page not found. The requested content cannot be found when I click on the link to the trail.
It's possible that the town forest trail map link is not working.
Is broken.
Anymore.
Okay, there you go.
It could be. Yeah, it could be.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's
there
only
you go, Darren. You found it.
It's only been out for 10 years, 20 years. I don't know. It's been out there for a while. It could be. Yeah.
That's easy to update.
So, yeah. Easy one.
Let's keep going.
Shall we go to stage 2?
Yes.
All right. Stage 2, where lost laundry socks go. Okay. That's the. I should have prefaced my introduction here to the public service announcement warning: the following podcast may contain unbearable dad jokes. Viewer discretion advised.
Absolutely.
We're ready for it. It's okay.
Okay, so stage 2, where lost laundry socks go. And that was a stage which had a set of 6 nuts and bolts and washers attached to a piece of wood.
That one?
And that one. And a wrench is included. And your job was to unbolt each little item there to find the coordinates, the decimal coordinates to the next stage. And if you hadn't guessed the answer to the lost laundry socks, where lost laundry socks go, it's behind the washer.
Oh,
that's funny.
Nice. Oh, well done.
Yes, that is so awesome. Yes, yes. Where's my? Do I have my applause button? Where's my applause button?
It's too late now.
It's too late now.
You need to get a soundboard, Gary.
I know. I need to get a soundboard.
Oh no, Gary!
Yes.
Soundboard. That is not.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yes, I do.
He's bad enough with his sounds and the. What was that one buzzer you had for a while? That was terrible.
The air horn.
Air horn's different. Yeah, you're right. I won't play it, but
that's my fault for bringing it up. Never mind.
I've actually seen one like this, and I thought it was unbelievably clever, and it's a great idea. Did you etch into the washer the numbers you wanted to put into it, or how did you?
So all I did was So I did use a power tool to drill the initial holes to put the bolts through. Okay.
Right,
but all I did was I took a magic marker and I wrote the numbers underneath the where the washer would cover it. Right. So once again, pretty simple. Anybody can do that. Include the wrench to undo the hardware, and bingo, you've got something.
Nice.
You should
see that's been out for a while. Yeah, been out there for a little while.
Right?
Yeah, got some rust on it, so it's a well-used stage.
It's a good idea.
Have the numbers, the marker, is that held up fine, or has there been any maintenance on this?
Actually, I took that picture earlier this year, and you can see the lettering is the numbers still pretty clear.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. Again, could be used in any form or fashion that you want to do that in your area. I love the clue there.
Yeah,
because that makes
it's great for the youngsters, maybe the Cub Scouts or younger cachers, to have them actually do something. Have them use the feel important by discovering the coordinates by unbolting the hardware.
Yeah, I love that. That is really good. It does kind of lend itself toward, the learning It's not just using your eyes, kind of like we did when we did your senses multicache, where you got to use all your senses.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's already. I don't know exactly what the trail's like. What's the trail rate? What's the rating on the trail for terrain?
I think it's a 2.5, maybe. So it's not a flat trail. Initially, there is a climb, couple hundred feet over a bit of a distance to get toward the top. That climb goes toward the top of a hill, and then it's just a little up and down from there.
But still kid friendly enough
but
that kids can be out there, right?
oh yeah, easily.
Okay.
Yeah, easily. You can't push your wheelchair up there, but you can. 6-year-old can easily hike it up to the top.
Okay, good.
Very
It's
cool.
not super. It's not super steep. It's got some switchbacks that make it easy. So you're not. It's not Heartbreak Hill, in other words.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that was. So I like that one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Very
love it.
simple, easy to do, and user friendly. They something that they can physically do something with and have fun.
Yeah.
I like
So, and the next one again, I love. You've kind of used another play on words, but it's a very clever usage of a measurement chart. Is that a good way to put that? Or Penny, for your thoughts?
Yeah. So Penny for your thoughts. I like to do my caches in such a way where people are going to learn something, and I thought this would be a great one to do.
Mhm.
Do you have the pick for this one or not? I'm not sure if you do. You may or may not. It's the one with the nails. That one right there.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So what you got is you got a little wood board that different nails on it, and included with that is a ruler, and also a little chart that's sandwiched between two boards that are screwed together. Now, I don't know if you're a master carpenter or not. If you are, you know that measuring nails in pennies was done long time ago, and was used for quite a while.
Right.
Typically, the higher penny number, the longer the nail is. And there's a chart there that says, well, if it's a 1 inch nail, it's a 3 penny nail.
Right.
If it's
Right.
a 1.25 inch, then it's a 4 penny nail, and so forth. And that is how you get the coordinates for the following stage.
That's awesome.
Oh man, I love it.
But you have
I've
to
never heard of that
unscrew the
before.
boards to get to the chart if you're not a master carpenter and don't know that off the top of your head. So once again, I'm putting you to work,
Yep.
and you got to do something in order to succeed in the stage.
Ah, that's awesome. Clever
And
too
funny.
to put it between the boards, because they pull the two boards out of the,
Yeah.
and they're like, "What is this for?" And then they're
Well,
like,
you can see from the picture that over time, moisture can get in there, and even though it's in an ammo can, you get a little moisture around the edges. You can
Mhm.
see, but the main part, the main body of the chart is still pretty readable,
cool.
which is
Very cool.
yeah. So
Oh man, and
That was-
I
that
love
was
the
good.
history. I love the history lesson to this too, like educating people based upon that whole penny element.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm assuming for like most kids, they would have no clue whatsoever on that one. And then
Yeah,
when they start
unless their dad is dragging them to Home Depot and getting his hardware there, they would have no clue on what that is. Or,
Oh, what a
some
pain.
might,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I
Yeah.
did not know that. And probably
Yeah.
today,
I didn't either.
if you walked in, it'd be a good experiment, is to walk in to a Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever is your current, home improvement store, and tell them you need a 6D nail and see what they do. Or a
That's
6 penny
right.
nail.
Yeah, that's where I get a lot of my ideas. Is I go to Home Depot and just go up and down the aisles and see what they have, and sometimes I'll find tools or hardware that I didn't realize was available there. I said, well, I can make a cache out of this. Yeah,
Love
I really like to walk up and down the PVC pipe aisles.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
you can think of all
Yeah,
sorts of
yeah.
cool stuff with that. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, absolutely. Yeah. I do that sometimes in a toy store. Walk up and down and look for a toy that might, fit into a cache idea. So Love it.
So it sounds like to me, Home Depot should be a sponsor of Geocache Talk.
Should-
Basically
should.
Geocache. Mini.
That's my go-to.
Yeah.
I do go to Lowe's occasionally too. But
Okay, we'll take a dual sponsorship. We'll take both.
dual
If we
sponsorship.
have to,
Whatever
All
your
right.
if Ace is the place, you're helpful hardware man, go there too. I don't.
That's right.
yeah.
I
Whatever.
feel like this is a good question though for any geocacher. Like when you go into a store, are you thinking what would make a good geocache? I mean, if you're intending to go in there or not. I know
Mhm.
I went to a store the other day and I was like, okay, even if I'm not making geocache out of this, can I find some cheap geocache swag that's cool to put in a cache here?
Yes.
Yeah. Great idea.
I haven't gone there so much for swag, but I'll make an excuse to go there to get something, maybe a can of paint, and then look around and see what's available. I'll tell you one thing that I don't know if I mentioned this before or not, but on an idea that I had for another multi way back then, I think 2007 or something. I needed a golf tee for a cache.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you don't buy just one golf tee. You get a bag of golf tees.
Yes.
Of course.
And so what I did, okay, and I'm not spilling anything that's gonna hurt my caches now, because this cache has long been archived.
Right.
But what are you gonna do with 100 golf tees?
Right.
And so I thought, and this is how my mind works. So I thought up an idea to make a little multi out of this. I would take a little wooden board and drill holes in the wooden board, little matrix, 10 across, 20 down, something like that.
Yeah.
And I would paint the ends of the golf tees. I would paint them one color, and then on the front, on the side of the tee, I would put A1, and then another grid. And the ones that were painted blue, you could stick them in the pegboard and get the coordinates for north. And on the ones that were painted red, you could stick them in the pegboard and get the coordinates for west. And I had a third set that had nothing on. I had a third set that had nothing on it, just the grid numbers, and you could put that in there, and it was a clue to the final stage.
Oh dang! A clue
said,
to the final.
Look,
Dang.
it said, "Look up." All right, that's a freebie. You guys can have that for free.
Look up.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The final was above you. That's awesome.
But yeah,
awesome.
but that's one way to get rid of if you got a spouse that's got a ton of golf tees.
There you go.
That
That's
are
awesome.
that are the same color. There you go. Yeah.
I thought you were going to
That's
say
awesome.
you made each golf tee a stage, a 99 stage multi-cache.
Oh, that would be interesting. Yeah.
Dang.
Right. But I did that a long time ago. That had quite a few favorite points for that
Right.
one. And the
That's
final
awesome.
was an ammo can way up in a tree on a
That's
string,
great.
on a rope that you had to unhook.
Right.
So
That is hilarious. I love it.
okay.
All right. I like
Good.
your next. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Tony. Go ahead.
No. We can keep going.
Yep.
We can keep going.
I like your
Right.
next. I like your next dad joke, which is nice threads.
Nice threads. Yeah. I've never been accused of having nice threads. Usually all my stuff is like 20 years old because I'm not a big fashion person. So I'll get the same set of clothes I wore to work for X number of years, changes of shirts, changes of pants, same ones. Once in a while they wear out, so I get some new ones. But anyway,
Sure.
never been accused of being a fashionista. So anyway, nice threads. This one refers to threads on a bolt. And the way this one was set up is I had a number of bolts protruding out of a wooden board. And along with that, in the container was a series of metric wrenches. Okay. And the bolts were obviously different sizes depending on what I wanted to do with them. And in some cases, there were two near each other.
Right.
And what you had to do was fit the correct metric wrench over the thread, give the size. So, for example, you might fit one, and it might be a 4 on the metric scale, whatever that.
Gotcha.
Whatever that is. And that way you could calculate the north and west coordinates for the next stage.
That's awesome.
How and you know why I did this? I had a bunch of metric wrenches just sitting there. I never used them. I got them at a store for like a bargain.
Right.
Way back when I was like in my 20s, and they'd been sitting around for. Well, what am I going to do with this? And I said, well, I could use this. I could
put them in a stage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're not really making geocache. You're just cleaning out your garage.
You got it. You got it.
Don't pull the curtain back that far, Jesse.
No. He's exactly correct. He's exactly correct. What do I have that I don't need anymore that just sitting around that might be able to go into a geocache stage? So,
awesome.
Man. So soon we're going to have Tony back on the show for like broken weed trimmer in the woods.
Yeah.
Not broken weed trimmer. Not broken
Wait,
weed
don't
trimmer.
give him ideas, John. Golly.
Okay.
Hey, you could probably make a good geocache out of it, though.
We're trying to slow him down. We don't want him, we don't give him any ideas.
I've seen geocaches put out that were an old microwave oven and they just threw it in the woods, and you open up the door and there's the cache.
Yep. Micro cache.
I wouldn't recommend doing anything like that. Yeah, well, microwave oven. I wouldn't throw appliances in the woods just to make them a cache. But,
to make a joke.
Occasionally you find
micro in the woods.
If you're on an old trail, you might find really odd stuff. You find wrecked cars at the top of the mountains that have no idea they would be there, and And I remember there was one old car. We were top of a mountain along the ridge trail, and down about 50 feet or so, there was this old rusted out car, and the cache was you had to open up the hood, and there was just a little key case magnetized to the inside of the hood. That was the cache.
Very cool.
So you never know what you're gonna find when you're wandering around Vermont.
And so, is that a small or is that a large?
That would be a small
or mystery.
The container could be a mystery. You pretty much knew where it was hidden. You had to figure out where, where it was hidden. Yeah,
it's like the micro on a tank. It's on the tank, but where is it on the tank?
Yeah, we've got some of those up here as well.
Yeah, those are a little rough.
I
struggle with tanks and cabooses and.
Train cars kill me.
No, they kill me.
Train cars are just really. I have a hard time. I'm really good with covered bridges, though. We've got so many covered bridges up here. We
keep your name
plenty
open.
Of practice. You get plenty of practice. Yeah. Plenty of practice there.
I'm just glad if I unfortunately I don't always, but we found one in Kansas, and fortunately Jesse was with us. So Jesse, I think you found that one on the tank, or you or Charles did.
Yeah, that's not hard for me. The one's hard. I have a different nemesis, and it's a green bison and a pine tree.
Yes.
I don't know why my eyes
can't see it.
I just don't see it. Other people can walk right up and see it. The tank, I'm fine with. I can find those. I can see that one. I cannot see the green bison tube in a pine tree.
Yeah.
Hey, as a colorblind guy, I'm with you when there's like a pine tree and something like that. I'm just like, oh man, this is not going to be fun until I find it.
We have a lot of we have a lot of hides like that up in my area. Obviously, the wintertime kind of restricts the choice of putting something attached to a deciduous tree when the leaves are all gone is pretty easy to find. So mostly we have the white pines and the hemlocks. So generally, if it's a micro in the woods, it's going to be attached to a white pine or a hemlock.
Oh wow. Cool.
And they can be really tricky, obviously.
Sure.
You guys know that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But if you have the right angle, you like that segue into stage. So this is stage 5.
All right. Moving along here. We only got like 22 more stages after this, but
hang with us.
Up to stage 5.
No,
I had that comment on one of my
Did you really?
on one of my caches. They say, after completing all 22 stages, they were fooling, but to them it seemed like it went on forever. but
Yeah.
it really did. Yeah. So anyway, okay. So the next stage, number 5, is called the right angle, and I don't think you have a picture of this one, but
No.
Picture, if you will.
Oh,
just.
do I have it in the book?
Oh, it is in the book.
It's
It is in the book. Yes. Good. All right.
There you go.
It's a little bit hard to see, but
Yeah.
if you got a copy of the magazine, then you can see a little bit what it looks like. And if you don't have a copy of the magazine, you should subscribe right now. Go to Keith's website and subscribe to FTF magazine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's where all the cool cachers subscribe to.
That's right. That's where the cool cachers go.
So it is. So one thing to note, I don't know if you guys probably did this in school and know what this is, but a protractor is not a souped up farm equipment thing. It's a little it's a little device. Usually it's a plastic, maybe a semicircle that has notches across the
yes, I remember those
circumference of it. It's used to measure angles. I have never seen this done before in a cache. So what I did was on a piece of paper, and of course we laminated it after it was all done. I created angle for the north and an angle for the west. And you can see in the picture, if you got the magazine with you, the red is the north angle, and the blue is the west angle. And with the provided protractor, you measure that.
Oh, I love it.
And so use that to get the decimal coordinates.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
Looks like so it looks like the first one. You just follow that the little inner circle to measure the red, and that looks like it's almost 180 degrees. So maybe 170 is the north. Hard to say from there. Maybe 175.
The other one's almost
just ballparking it.
Not 360.
The other one's maybe 290 or 300 for the for that. Yeah. If you want to know exactly, come out and find my cache. I'll tell you exactly what it is.
There you go.
But I had never seen this before, and I thought it up. I said, "Boy, this is pretty clever. This is a good stage," and it exposes youngsters that maybe have never used this device on how to measure angles. So once again, I'm gonna make you learn something.
Well,
love it.
I am glad you brought this up because I'll be using those in my math class this year. And one, I'm going to steal the joke. And two, that just made me think of, it's not geocaching, but it's learning just like you're doing. Think of an activity I could do for them that's kind of a geocache crossover to teach them a lesson. So you're already sparking creativity.
Yeah.
And I'm stealing your joke. They will hate that
Yeah,
joke.
you can steal all my dad jokes.
And love it at the same time.
Yeah, you can steal all my dad jokes. That's fine.
Sweet.
I'm still trying to figure out how to incorporate a cache using a slide rule, but that might be going a bit too far.
Yeah.
Because when I was in school, and probably Gary, when you were in school, you might have had to use a slide rule, or at least was exposed to one.
I did not.
Do you remember?
No, we didn't have slide. Well, no.
Come on, in Texas. My goodness.
They were still using the abacus. Your
abacus. Yeah.
There you go.
There's people who are really fast with an abacus, by the way.
I mean,
there's people that can do anything to the extreme, no matter
Houston,
what you name.
I've seen the old Apollo 13 movie with in Houston Control using the slide rule to try and figure out information. Yeah. And that was at the time when that movie came out. That was an oh wow moment for the audience to see them playing around with a slide rule, trying to calculate stuff. But that's what they did back then. Before calculators.
Yep.
That was before calculators.
Yeah, use a slide rule to figure out.
Not to mention computers. Calculators.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Texas Instruments, right?
That's right.
Big calculator. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, I would think so.
The TI calculator was a big deal in Texas, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
we go from, so if you get this far, you're close because
You're getting there. Yeah.
You're
You
only
only got 21 more stages left.
21 more stages. Stop it, Tony. Stop it.
No, that was the penultimate stage.
Yes.
That takes you to the final,
The
which,
final coordinates.
as everybody loves to find ammo cans in the woods. It's an
Yes.
ammo can in a winter-friendly spot. Winter-friendly in Vermont is you know where to dig when you find it in the snow.
Right.
You hear
No,
the
it-
clunk when you put
It
down
was
the
actually
shovel.
it was actually off the
Chunk.
ground.
Oh, nice. No, off the ground.
I have done that. I have done that before. Yes.
Wow.
And so a big, nice ammo can, lots of swag in there. And as an added incentive, it had bonus coordinates to a bonus cache.
Oh,
That was
wow.
not too far away.
That's
Very
cool.
cool.
You not only
Bonus
get a nice
cache
multi,
at the end of a
multi,
But you get a
Dang.
bonus cache at the end of a multi.
Dang,
What
that's
more could you
awesome.
want? What more
I
could
didn't
you
see that
want?
much.
Yeah. What more could you want other than maybe a pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream?
Right. 'Cause
Right.
You're in Vermont at that point, right?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
still, are you still in the state after all these stages?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. It's about a 2 mile hike out. 2 mile hike
Total.
back.
Okay.
Yeah, total. Yeah.
So
Mile and a half,
When
2
you-
miles.
on your cache page,
Yes.
do you tell them the general length of how long it's going to take, or how many stages, or what kind of information do you give them? Because that can really change up people's opinions on multicache, right?
I give them the information on the coordinates, not on the coordinates, but on the attributes. And
I can pull it up,
Let's pull
too
up.
real quick.
let's pull it up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going, and I'm working on pulling it up.
la, la, la. All stages are
GC5.
final. Da, 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 da.
85.
Town
EE.
forest round trip. Okay, round trip's about 3 miles on a well-defined trail, and I give parking coordinates, suggested items to bring like a compass, map. I give a link to the town forest map. Their drinks, they're all set. They're all set to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
being thorough that way also helps. You don't want to be doing a
That's-
multi and then realize, hey, I got another mile and a half before I finish. That's no fun. That's no fun.
I think that's why some multis get skipped over, is because people don't do what you do all the time. It just says a multi, go here for stage 1. People are like, I don't know how long I'm going to be getting into this.
Yeah.
Or, and for me, I lose a little faith in the stage is going to be maintained if they don't put any information on the cache page, right? Like,
Right.
you want to, that a person has gone into, like the effort you've done here, has gone to that effort. That means they'll probably also maintain this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I'll tell you, Tony, from the way you did it, one of the things and don't get me wrong, like for me, I would probably pick epic caches over common caches, and just like having that all laid out, like here's how many
Mhm.
miles, here's everything. I mean,
Yeah, that's huge.
I get parking
yeah,
coordinates,
big
too.
time,
Well,
big
that's-
time. That makes me want to do it.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people do, especially if they're traveling to a different area. They'll check the favorite points. They'll check the logs. They will go somewhere and, well, where's my destination cache going to be? What's the one that I want to spend time on?
Yep.
And then pick up the quick ones on top of that. And so that's what I try and do with
Very cool.
most of my caches. I think I've only
Well, that-
pulled out. I
Excellent.
think I've only put out one. I think I've only pulled one park and grab out of all the caches that I've released.
What?
Right.
Shame on you. You got to do
What
at least a
time?
few parking
Yeah.
grabs.
I did one.
What about all those people doing their streaks out there? You don't want them to actually have to, get out and find a cache.
Get out of their
Go
car.
get some- Yeah.
I have a reputation to uphold in Vermont here,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really. It's true.
and
Yeah,
it's
I mean-
starting to spread. You guys are very nice. Letting me talk about my caches on the page on the
Oh,
podcast.
absolutely.
Although it's only about once a year now, so you gotta have me back more often.
Uh,
I'm
Trying
trying
to
to
have
I'm
you
trying,
on.
I'm trying to get to the 5 timers club. I got one more to go.
Oh man,
Got one more. Okay.
Get on the
We'll
five
get you
timers
there.
list.
really good this time.
Yeah,
That's
just
pretty
like Saturday
sweet.
Night Live, the 5 timers club. I want to
Yeah,
be right
that's
up there
right.
with Steve Martin and everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah, with Steve Martin and Joshua Johnson and a few others that have been on a few times.
Oh, yeah. You've had some great guests.
Oh yeah. No, you're always a great guest, Tony. And I love, like I said, I love this idea. So what are some things that you would give advice to people about when they're trying to create a multi-past, say, 2 stages? Is there anything that you really would like people to? Yeah, go ahead and give us some ideas or
so
suggestions.
Anybody that's trying to do a little bit more complex multi, just a 2-stage multi is just pretty simple. Anything more than that, you want to have 3 things in mind. You want to have a location picked out.
Right.
That's a good location. In my case, I had a familiar trail system. You want to have a theme and or a good story to go along with it. You don't want to just go through the woods and pick up, your bison tube ammo can.
Yeah.
Without a reason to do that, other than you just want to hike. You want to have something. This one obviously is scout related. Most of my others have themes to them as well. And then finally, in addition to that, a good write up on your cache page with all the information that they need. And then finally, you want to be in a situation where it's easy for you to maintain the cache. If the cache is not maintained, word's going to get around that this is stinky poo cache, and you don't want to go after it.
Right.
For somebody that's up on their caches and maintains, especially their multis, people appreciate that. I've had a number of comments where I've gotten said, there's something wrong with this stage. I couldn't read the coordinates. And the next day, or sometimes even the same day, I was able to fix it and put a note on maintenance done.
That's awesome.
So that's just as important. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say even almost more important, because like we all know the worst thing ever is stage 3 of a cache and there's no stage 4.
Oh
yeah. Oh God, yes.
You know, we've all been there, but like these multis what makes you want to go out and do multis. Those multis will make you just like, I'll just do a mystery. And it's the fact that you maintain these caches, not only that they're creative, but that's what builds that reputation up, and people actually trust that they can go find your multis.
Yeah. And I mean, especially with Tony posting the maintenance note on there too. He went, he checked. I mean, that is huge, you know?
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, if you're looking something that hasn't been found in a while and you see that and you're like, okay, it's good to go.
See, I would go, if I saw this cache page, I would go find this multi. And I'll freely admit, multis are like, outside of webcams, I found the least of any cache type, it's multis. Yeah. And it's just because this is not the standard. It should be the standard, but that's not what we find a lot when we get out there. So I think those, like you said, those touches are what's going to give people more faith in a multi. And obviously, this one's creative also, but just for a standard multi, that's going to send people to it a lot more.
Yeah. I love all the little things too, Tony, that you've done, the touches of here's the trailhead, here's the parking coordinates, you know, things like that. We kind of say that would be important, but it really is important. It's not, it's just something we, you know, and
what
assuming
what I found,
go ahead.
Yeah. Didn't mean to interrupt, but what I found is that if you take your time when you create the cache page, that is, set up a Word document with what you want on your cache page, all the information, all the attributes, links if you need links to a map or anything like that, the trailhead coordinates, parking coordinates. If you do that ahead of time before you even type anything in to the cache page, that'll make a big difference.
Yeah.
Instead of just starting and say, oh, that's right, I need this. Oh, I need that. Oh, I'm going to forget something.
Yeah, multi is truly more complicated than putting out just a regular traditional cache. It's many steps harder for people. I think that's what makes some of them not be brave. You know, they're not brave enough to go down that road.
Yeah. Well, and I love too this one, how each stage is incredibly unique. It's not like you're just finding like a pill bottle with like written down chords to go to the next one. Just all of these are so incredibly unique. So, you know, man, so much creativity involved in this one. I mean, I would love to do this one.
this to me is huge, Tony, that you put in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
That you tell people so they don't go half crazy, going, half a mile across off the trail. You're like, look, all the stages except for the
Oh, yeah.
final are within 15 feet of the trail. The
That is
final
huge.
is about 35 feet from the trail. That way people aren't walking 200 feet and you're like, you're wandering.
Yeah, you've
You're
messed
not,
up somewhere already.
yeah, you messed up your coordinates somewhere. You need to go back and check them. That's
Yeah,
huge.
exactly. This gives you a little bit more confidence that, oh, these are my coordinates. Oh, holy cow, they're way off. I better go back and recalculate what I did.
Yep,
Well,
absolutely.
especially something like this that is geared towards younger people and they're, younger people's skills and everything else. If you're taking younger kids out there, you need to be, that's a safety issue. So it's good that you put that on there.
Yep.
Yep.
Very cool. Any final questions from the chat room? Please put them in. We're starting to get toward the end.
Yeah, actually, the trails are bikeable. It is
cool.
a biking as well as a hiking trail in the Heinsberg Town Forest. Yes, especially that. Yeah, so that is true. Yeah.
Strict 2's not far away.
And
121 miles, so he could come.
The Vermont area where I'm in, which is the So a nice trip to the Chittenden, Burlington, Chittenden County area is not too far for a lot of people, even for you, John. I expect you to be up here sometime one of these days. If you do decide to come up, I'd be happy to take you around. I'd be happy to take you around and show you. Sure.
You can't be too far, John, are you? How far is it to Vermont, you think?
Oh man, that's a great question because
you're probably like a 6-hour ride, right?
Yeah,
Something
I'd
like
have to
that,
say
'cause you're
so
up in the
because for me, I
Rochester
get on
area.
probably
Not
like
too
the 90 because I'm out like
Yeah.
I'm halfway between like Buffalo, New York, and Erie, PA.
Yeah, because
So,
I've been to Syracuse before for different reasons, and that's a decent haul. That's to get to Syracuse, but
yeah, and
6
I'm like
hours. I
and
can
I'm like
get out.
3
I can get out of
hours to
Texas.
Syracuse.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
I
You-
can get
you
out
and
of
your-
Texas in 6 hours. Well, you know that. You've
This
driven
would-
that. No, maybe not.
Well,
Yeah.
I went
So
through
this would
North
be
Texas,
maybe a
yeah.
2 or 3 day vacation for you.
There you go.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Yeah.
the views because you got a great view. Obviously go
Yeah.
this would be a good time of weather. I guess the leaves have all changed up your way.
Yeah, the colors weren't that
November.
good this year. They were pretty
Aw.
dull. They started changing around the beginning of October, and it was
Yeah.
just a muted colors because we had such a wet spring.
Oh, right.
And so they didn't really pop like they normally do. And now most of the leaves are off the trees by now. Haven't had snow yet, other than way up on the mountains. Way up on
Right.
the Mansfield, got some snow, but
We've had
not
our
in the lower
first snow.
places yet.
Jesse, how are the leaves changing in your area? And have you had your first snow yet?
I'm still waiting on the first snow. I think it's going to be any day now. But the state would close down if we got like
I
a
so
quarter of an
wish.
inch. We would close down.
I so wish that somehow, some way, I could get a cold snap to hit Tampa, Florida. Just so I could call you up and go, huh? What do you think now, tough guy?
Look, let me tell you, I moved 1,000 miles away from the snow. I don't expect to see it anytime soon.
On purpose, yeah.
I didn't accidentally move to a warm year-round climate.
Yeah,
I enjoy that a lot.
Trisha says we've had snow already. Have you had snow up there already, John?
Oh yeah. We had snow. What was it? Earlier this week. Was it like Wednesday? I think we had it Tuesday or Wednesday.
Wow.
But yeah.
In fairness, it has dropped. I just checked it. It's dropped all the way down to 60 degrees today.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
break out the blankets.
Yeah, it's
holy
those winter
cow.
caching months aren't as good. So.
Yeah, really.
So down there, Jesse, do people put winter friendly attributes on all their caches down there?
Not that I've found yet. Yeah,
not yet. That'd be funny.
Oh, they should put them all. I hadn't even seen that yet. I'm gonna put it on my next one that I put out.
You know what you could put out, Jesse? You could put out one of those fake iguanas up in a tree and count that as winter friendly because he's up in the tree.
That's funny.
He's up, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's funny. Even better if I could make it fall out of the tree.
Right.
That's part of the cache
People
where it
are
falls
fine.
out of the tree.
Yeah, just hollow him out and put a bison tube in his belly.
Yeah.
Perfect. We had a good comment here from Rad Dad 1. I wanted to point out. He has 2 sons who are Eagle Scouts. We set up a CETO as part of his project, which was planting cactus in a revegetation project for the local desert. The cachers love working with the scouts, and that's really a great.
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing. I think I shared with Tony too before the show on here, but definitely with Jesse and Gary. It was so cool for me as a cache owner to have some notes on my caches that scouts found and got their geocaching merit badge.
Oh,
that was one of those things.
That's
I
awesome.
wasn't aware of that beforehand, and when I saw that, it's like, man, talk about some of those really touching moments you get where you read logs and you read experiences, and it's like, man, that was just so cool.
Very cool. Nicole, no thanks, Gary. If I want snow, I'd head Snowcat Ridge in Orlando.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
funny.
Fake snow.
Fake snow. Yeah. Cool. Well, let's go around. Final thoughts. John, why don't you start? What's your final thoughts on?
Oh man, I'll tell you, Tony. Like for me, I go through phases where I'm like very excited about finding caches and hiding caches, and right now I'm in a phase where I'm really excited to hide caches. So just to hear some of these comments of these ways you are doing things, like thinking out of the box, I love these because I mean, for me, like the multis where you're like going to a sign or you're going to something or you're just going to one place to get coordinates to the next. I mean, these are very, very, very cool ways to do it. So, so yeah, you definitely inspired me, and I really appreciate it. And going to have to find a time to come up and have some good Vermont pizza and some great Vermont caches. So, thank you, sir.
There you go.
I'll make you a maple pizza, John.
Ooh.
If you want.
Oh dear! Don't get him talking about
Oh,
pizza.
man.
Maple syrup and bacon and.
Oh, that sounds good.
Is it a breakfast pizza, Tony, or is it just a regular pizza?
Maple bacon.
It's whatever I put on it. It's whatever I put on. I
man.
make my own pizza dough. I can put whatever I want on it.
There you go.
So I can make it. So I can make it a breakfast. I can make it a breakfast pizza. Yeah, sure.
You're getting me
There you
hungry.
go.
Go ahead, Jesse.
No. So, as soon as pizza's mentioned,
I know.
No, so same thing with I've been in the mood to hide caches lately, but that's why I'm glad we have you on again, because we're not just talking about a cool multi. We're, like you always say, steal any of it. The whole goal is to inspire people based on their creativity, so they'll go out and do some other version of it, and that's what really gets you, pumped up, is putting out that fun cache for the logs, like you were talking about, and everything, and just. I like to go over it, but I really hope, and of course we can never track this, but I really hope we get to inspire some people to put out some more creative caches like these, because that's the ones we all want to go find.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. So my final comment, and then I'll let you wrap us up, Tony. But I do really appreciate our the chances we've had, and I appreciate you reaching out from time to time, because these are really good things to talk about. Really good multi caches, and we joke about it, but we do suggest get you a copy of FTF, because the information that's in the magazine to have in your hand, to me is so well worth it. I mean, it's really not that expensive. It supports, obviously supports, FTM magazine, but it really supports what all these cachers are doing and are able to do. And it gives people, and you now you have the resource in with you, and you can always go back. Oh yeah. Besides our show, you can always go back and watch the show or listen to the show, but you can go, oh, you know what? I can actually like pull that up and look at it and look at the photos and be able to tell some of that information. But yeah, great stages. I'm kind of like John. I'm in a hiding mood of late, so I've been scouting out some spots and looking for inspiration. And you've definitely been inspiring to put caches out. So thank you as always.
Nice. So yeah, for final thoughts for me, once again, thanks so much for inviting me.
Absolutely.
As with most of my cache, with most of my caches, I try and make them fun, try and make them educational, trying to make them so people want to go find them. And by all the information and stuff we've talked about earlier in the show, that's how I do it. Yeah. And if I can inspire some other cachers to copy or enhance some of the ideas that I've already put out, then that's one of the greatest rewards for me, is to see that happen and have more and more people enjoy geocaching.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, we should have mentioned a long time ago, but because I forget, we need to remember. We have some people that never watch the show; they listen to the show. So to get a hold of you, on geocaching.com, Tony is TKD Scouter. So
yes,
that's his
TKD Scouter.
TKD Scouter. So T is in terrain, K is in kayak, D is in difficulty, and then Scouter, SCOU, like a Boy Scouter, although not a Boy Scout.
Or TKD Taekwondo.
There you go. All right. Yep. Thanks, everybody. And we will see everyone. I think the next show, John, right? Will be Puzzle Talk, right? No? Is that Tuesday?
Yeah. Puzzle Talk is coming up around the corner. So there's going to be information coming out on that soon. And
Challenge Talk is coming up next week. Not this Tuesday, next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, and we'll have a Sunday in between. So those are the next shows. And if you have anything you would like to contact us about, you can always send us an email, geocachetalk@gmail.com, and check out our previous shows. And looking forward to the rest of the shows this month. And of course, mark your calendars. Podcast to Hope is December 2nd. It's a Saturday. We don't do a show on Sunday that week. We do a Saturday show, and we do 8 hours straight. Jesse only does a couple minutes of it, but he claims he does 8 hours. But no, I'm kidding.
It's CGI and AI.
No, Jesse's there the whole time, and I am as well. So anyway, all right, we'll see everybody for Puzzle Talk on Tuesday. So good night, everybody.
Very good.
Thanks,
Tony. Guys.
May your finds be many, and your DNFs be few. May the terrain and difficulty both be less than 2. And whatever it is you're looking for, may it find its way to you. And may we all meet again.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.